Hey guys, Matt of Zero's Play Heroes here, and we're talking Shadows of War. So, Middle-earth Shadows of War, the sequel to Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Now, this game's being released by Warner Brothers. So, Warner Brothers are the most despicable games developers out there, but they've created some really good and some really bad games. The same guys who were in charge of the absolute catastrophe that was Batman Arkham Knight, which should have been good, are the same. It's the same studio that created Shadow of Mordor, which was fantastic. Now, this is remembering that Shadow of Mordor wasn't without its little issues and its controversies, with the game's developer not actually allowing a lot of reviewers to get their hands on it early, especially a lot of YouTubers. And as a person who has only just started doing this recently myself, I used to rely on more of those video things than, say, your bigger groups like your Kotakus and your IGNs. Because as much as I would like for it not to be that way, business is a business and money does exchange hands at times. Now, in saying that, there is some issues in regards to the way that Warner Brothers are releasing this Shadows of War game, one that I'm really excited about and I'm now a little bit worried about. So, for those who didn't actually play Shadows of Mordor, you may not understand my excitement. It was a really good game. At least it was a really good step for a new IP with new mechanics and systems in a game that I'd never seen before, namely the Nemesis system. Now, Nemesis system is hard enough to say fast, but it was also a great addition to these types of games, and it's getting implemented in other games as we've seen. But the Shadow of War, this release is an update and kind of expansion and build up of that what was a kind of rudimentary and though interesting and fun little addition to the game, and added quite a nice little personal feel to it all. They've gone next level, turning it into more of a way an army would act, and more the way that you'd be able to take on fortresses and really bring the scale up. And that's very hard for a lot of sequels to kind of, especially when you have such a breakaway first title, for the sequel to come out and just smash it out. Now, that said, Warner Brothers have decided to add a new level of despicable to that. Now, I try not to be too harsh on developers. I don't know overheads. I don't know that type of thing. But we can say for sure that Warner Brothers, a company that owns the Batman Arkham series and Shadows of War, Mordor, whatever series, aren't doing too bad on money, right? So that aside, they've added microtransactions to Shadows of War. Now, a lot of people will remember that Shadows of Mordor was a single player, and who cares if there's expansions, if there's DLCs, there's microtransactions. Single player. No, not anymore. Shadows of War actually introduces a new multiplayer element to it, like a fortress building and fortress attacking kind of global rank system there. So like a tower defense, tower attack type thing, which I haven't seen it in practice yet. It seems very basic, but it really relies on how strong your army is. So in saying that, you can buy the best units in the game. Therefore, it is turned into a pay to win. And that is the worst. Shadows of War looked fantastic. The gameplay they showed, though probably a little bit canned, didn't seem that dissimilar to what Shadows of Mordor was. So it was believable, and losing that believability and that good faith kind of brought into it is... It's hard to fathom. It's just one of those things where you're there going, you had good rep, why would you throw that away? But evidently that is what Warner Brothers have done. And that is something that I don't think you can get back. And I think that any other reviewer who's going to look at this, who may not be getting paid to do the reviews, all that type of stuff, look, I'm not blaming everyone, got to make money, right? But those who don't have a vested interest in this, even as a person who's really excited the game, I've talked about it for months, I'm one of those people, as soon as I saw it getting released, I was really excited. They lost it. I'm not a big fan of the pre-order culture. It's one of those things that pisses me off. But I was actually willing to pre-order this game in case there were some like plasticky knickknacks I can put up on my shelf behind me type thing. Like, I like those little things every now and then, a little bit personal, something from a game I've enjoyed, or that type of thing. Whereas this, I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I just don't see the point. Why tarnish what was going to be a very exciting game. Give it a chance to play out there, you know. If you want to add that stuff later, fine. But don't make it a core part of the game before it's even released. And I think it's a disappointment. And I was really excited about this game. You can probably look up, I've done videos on it before. I've annoyed all my friends with it. It's one of those things where I'm actually disappointed now. Well, this is Zero's Play Heroes. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's frustrating and a little bit annoying and depressing in a very, very world issue, like first world problems type way. And yeah, this is Matt of Zero's Play Heroes. Have a great day gaming, even better day in tech. Warner Brothers, why? See you in the next video, guys. Cheers heaps. Bye.